तो मैं आ गई हूँ अपनी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में। आज हम वैशाली चंद्रा के साथ में फर्टिलाइज़र के ऊपर बात करने वाले हैं और हम ये सारे जो टॉपिक्स हैं इन पे हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। क्या फर्टिलाइज़र होगा, क्या कंपोस्ट होगा, आप ये सब चेक कर सकते हैं। इसलिए अभी तक जिन्होंने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है चैनल, प्लीज़ कर लीजिए ताकि आप नेक्स्ट वीडियो मिस ना कर पाए। ये तो हो गई वाटरिंग की बातें। अब हम फर्टिलाइज़र पे चलते हैं और फर्टिलाइज़र के बारे में समझ लेते हैं।
So, like any other plant, fertilizer is required for succulents also. Okay. If you are religious with your gardening regime, try and fertilizing it once in a month, if not once in 2 months at least. If the weather is hot, like the heats of north, then you should avoid fertilizing it in the summers. Try fertilizing it either around the spring season or before the autumn starts, which is typically Feb, March kinds, or otherwise July, August onwards. You can do that depending on
जब मानसून थोड़ा स्टार्ट हो जाता है।
Yes. Basically, check out for humidity. अगर कुछ places में even July, August is a high humid place, try and avoid because आप fertilize करोगे, that's itself is a liquid, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So अगर आप
पानी और वो combination मिलके
yes प्रॉब्लम कर सकता है, of course there is a bit of experiment and there are few succulents जो ले लेंगे, there are few succulents which might not. So you have to, for example, aloes will be perfectly fine if you fertilize them around July, August time with even high humidity. But echeverias will be tricky. उनको आप fertilize करोगे July, August में, they might die. Yeah. So that's why thumb rule आप August के बाद करो if the humidity is high and seasons dry or places dry as like Bangalore and South. You can fertilize them throughout, barring like April, March, April month, which is pretty hot compared to other places. Yeah. So, fertilizer may you can use Epsom salt. You can diluted form. You can use that, or you can use NPK 15, 15, 15 as a ratio. Dilute that. You can use that also. Okay. Or you can go ahead with seaweed solution also, diluted form. You can use either of these three. If you are using granules, then of course, just like any other fertilizer, try putting the granules on the away from the roots, right? So 4 are usually being used in our region. Otherwise, there are loads. You can even use a spray also, but provided the weather is dry. Yes. Especially, yeah. And what you have to be careful is if you are spraying it on the succulent, the solution has to be really diluted. Otherwise, it will leave the marks, which will not be good looking, at least for the succulents. So,
exactly. जिसके लिए beautiful लगाने के लिए वो नहीं होंगे.
Correct. So, for example, you see this one. This one has marks on the leaves. Because because of the infection, I have sprayed the neem solution on this. So you can even see here the watermarks are also there. So that's about fertilizer. You can.
मैं क्वेश्चन पूछूंगी. हाँ जैसे जो कंपोस्ट है, काउ डंग है, ये वर्मी कंपोस्ट है. तो एक बार जैसे हमने रिपॉट कर दिया या हमने प्लांट कर दिया पॉट में, तो उसके बाद हमें ये डाल सकते हैं या नहीं डाल सकते हैं?
See, अगर आप वर्मी कंपोस्ट न्यू सॉइल मिक्सचर बना रहे हो और यू आर repotting the succulents, yes, you can use vermi compost as one part of the entire mixture. Otherwise, normally इतने छोटे pot में is vermi compost or any kind of a cow dung is not something that I would suggest. Go ahead with a liquid fertilizer. Yes, that's the best because उनकी rooting system इतना छोटा होता है and they are not very deep rooted in most of the succulents. तो आप जो भी कुछ use कर रहे होगे, it will be mostly on the top. Okay. Right? And typically your vermicompost and cow dung has a bit of a moisture. Yeah. Right? And it will be staying for a longer period. So it's better you use a liquid one which will just flow down with your soil. Right? Whatever the plant has to absorb, it will absorb through the roots and the rest it will be all dried up. Okay. So that's why, otherwise, if you're using the succulents in the soil other than the pots, then yes, once in a while you can always use the vermicompost or the cow dung. That's okay. Yeah. But pots, I would suggest go for a liquid fertilizer. Yes.
That's a nice tip.
Yep. Or if you have the bigger succulents like Fred Ives or the Sea Dragon, which are typically like 12 inches or 14 inches in the diameter, Those are bigger ones. They have a bigger rooting system, bigger stem. So those you can try your luck if cow dung works well. Usually it will work, but
Yeah.
if your succulent
Yeah.
is really big enough, so check that out.
So आई थिंक फर्टिलाइजर में मेरे ख्याल से सारे क्वेश्चंस हो चुके हैं. अगर ओवर फर्टिलाइजर हो जाए या अंडर फर्टिलाइजर हो जाए तो कुछ साइन देखने को मिलते हैं क्या हमें कि हमारे सकुलेंट को जरूरत है फर्टिलाइजर की?
So okay, the important point is that why do you need a fertilizer? So the fertilizer, when you put an Epsom salt, it helps to grow a good rooting system. Okay, so that your plant absorbs more nutrients from the soil or the water, and it will help in giving good growth, and your succulent will be compact. Okay, if it is getting good sunlight. So the problems of elongated or fungus etc. would be slightly lesser if you put fertilize them. If you do not fertilize them, the entire rooting system will gradually become weak. Okay, and your succulents probably in very extreme weather conditions, the probability of them dying is much higher. So just like any other plant, they need fertilizer as well. They have a different kind of a need, but they need. How you need to check out if it is not fertilized. If your succulent is not fertilized, probably it will the leaves will become over a period of time, not like in months that you will see. You will see it after a year or two, that you will see that your leaves will have probably a smaller growth in some cases. With not enough fertilizer and not enough water, you will have a smaller leaves, and even the leaves would probably, they will not have a good color. When you will try stressing the succulents, you might not get those enhanced colors if you're not fertilizing them well. Okay.
जो उनका एक्चुअल कलर है वो रहेगा.
Yes.
This one?
This one. For example, you see this is in such a small pot. Yeah. This. This I fertilize it like every month or once in 2 months. You can see the leaves are not shriveled up, so it has enough water while the soil is still very dry. Yes, yeah, it's completely dry.
Yes.
If you put them lots of water, it becomes completely green in color.
Okay.
So this is under indirect sunlight, and with the right kind of temperature, it has grown completely red. So that's the beauty of a succulent.
So fertilizer also.
Yes, it helps it to enhance its color. And this stem is so thick that you can, if you try and see this, it will not break easily. But if you're not fertilizing it, this rooting systems and the stem will not be very, very strong enough over a period of time. Yeah.
I hope आज का वीडियो आपने बहुत एंजॉय किया होगा. ये था हमारा फर्टिलाइज़र के ऊपर. अब हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो भी लेके आने वाले हैं जो बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग होने वाला है. तो उसको प्लीज़ बिल्कुल भी मिस मत करिएगा, बिकॉज वो ऐसी प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं जो हमें इजीली नहीं दिखाई देती है जब तक हमें वो पता नहीं होती है. तो हम अब आपको अपने नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मिलेंगे. तब तक के लिए बाय.